It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you, and welcome to the Science Bowl, the science quiz program here in the Prince George's County Public Schools in our 36th year of competition. Today we feature two outstanding elementary schools, both past county champions, Capitol Heights and University Park. Our teams start out at 50 points, no penalties for any incorrect answers. We have 6 categories here, so let's get started. Let's go to the Green Things category for the team from Capitol Heights. And first, let's say hello to the team members. Capitol Heights, let's say hello to Victory. Victory, wave to everybody at home if you would. And how about Evan? Evan, another 5th grader. He's out there ready and willing and able. And rounding out that team is a 4th grader, Jaden. Hey, Jaden, welcome to the show. All right, guys, if you're ready, good luck to you. Let's go to the Green Things category. I have 3 questions for you, a 5, a 15, and a 25-point question. Here we go. Green Things for 5 points. This signature feature of an elephant has what same name as a part of a tree?
Trunk?
A trunk, that's right. An elephant has a trunk, and there is a trunk on the tree. Absolutely right. So trunk is the correct answer. I heard that from Evan, and let's move on to the 15-point question. Here we go. Of all the plants producing edible oils, oils that you can eat, like coconut oil and sunflower oil, the most oil comes from these trees that have no branches, but are known the world over for their swaying fronds.
What do you guys think?
You think it's olive oil? No.
I was thinking that, but Evan, what do you think?
I don't know.
The key there was a tree that has no branches. Think about a tree that has no branches, but is known all over the world for its swaying fronds. Anytime you see pictures of hurricanes, what trees go whipping back and forth but don't break? Palm trees. Palm oil is the most oil anywhere on earth, and it's really not good for you, but it's cheap. Palm was the right answer. Let's go to 25 points in Green Things. This P-initialed plant tissue. Your answer must begin with the letter P as in Paul. This P-initialed plant tissue is the one that delivers the food the plant makes in photosynthesis to other parts of the plant.
You think it's a pistil?
Maybe?
We'll go with pistil.
Pistil is a good try. You know, we ask this question oftentimes on Science Bowl. The 2 main vessels in a plant are the xylem and the phloem. Phloem was the correct answer there. Let's go to the zoo. I know you're going to get some in the zoo. Here we go. I'm going to show you a picture. 5 points. Let's have a look. While bees are the best known pollinators for the foods we eat, less well known, but just as important, are these insects that include ladybugs that belong to the largest order of insects on Earth. A ladybug is a kind of what?
No.
Beetle is correct, yes. Thank you very much. All right, let's go to 15 points in zoo. The octopus, a fascinating animal, very smart. The octopus is the only animal with 3 hearts. It has 1 heart that circulates blood around its body, and 2 to pump blood over these structures that let it breathe.
Lungs?
The beak. Do you guys think it's the beak?
Maybe.
I hear lungs, I hear beak, I hear victory. I see victory up there. I hear some, and I see some discussion.
No, because squid has gills, right? On the sides.
What do you think, Victory?
Victor, you're the
Guessing
captain.
gills.
Choose one of those, lungs or gills or one of your own. Go.
I'm guessing gills.
It is gills. Absolutely right for 15 points. Thank you, Jaden. You came through, young man. You thought that through. I love seeing that.
Yes.
All right, good
I
teamwork.
love animals too much.
All right. Last question in the zoo category, worth 25 points. The District of Columbia has an official dinosaur. Listen to its name, Capitolsaurus. It's a real thing. There used to be a dinosaur called the Capitolsaurus. It is thought to be an ancestor of Tyrannosaurus rex. But since so little is known of Capitolsaurus, it is just a genus name for now, with no second part to its name, like Rex is to Tyrannosaurus. Tyrannosaurus and Capitolsaurus are genus names. When you have a scientific name, what is the second part of a scientific name that is missing with Capitolsaurus, but is Rex for Tyrannosaurus?
What do you guys think?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's called a species name, genus and species, like boa constrictor, like Canis domesticus. You have a two-part scientific name. Always remember that when you come on Science Bowl, because that's something we ask oftentimes. It's a way so people around the world, everybody has a different name for a dog, but if you say, Canis domesticus, people know because it's a Latin word. In Greek, these languages don't change anymore. All right, let's go to the body systems for 5 points. Here we go. While the eye's cornea is the window that we look through, this part at the very back of the eye is almost like the film in a camera.
Retina.
The retina?
Retina is right. Good. 5 points. Good. 15 points. Let's go. I like seeing those smiles. I like them. Since you've never done this before, it's taking you a while to get your sea legs. You're gonna get cooking real good here after you get used to being here and listening to what I'm saying. I'm trying to give you a clue in every question. Here we go. 15 points. Boy, this was amazing. Recently, there was a guy out riding his bicycle, and he had an attack. He fell off his bike. He wasn't breathing. Lucky for that man, a doctor came by on another bicycle, and he saved his life by performing an emergency tracheotomy. He made a hole right here in his trachea so that air could get into his lungs. My question for you is, this body part, this trachea, is better known as what tube?
No, the other one, pharynx?
Yeah, I think it's pharynx.
Not quite pharynx, no. Another name for the trachea is the windpipe. The windpipe is the other name for the trachea. All right, I have one more question for you in the body system category. Let's get this one so you can get yourself 25 points. It's a long question, but a simple answer. If you've studied your prefixes and suffixes, you're going to know this one. When the scientists who discovered that messenger RNA could possibly deliver vaccines to people safely, when he was testing his hypothesis, he encoded one of these chemicals known as firefly luciferase, then injected it into a rat. When the rat lit up, he knew his hypothesis was probably correct. That chemical he used, luciferase, since it ends in ASE, it tells you it is this kind of chemical.
Luminescent. Luminescent.
Luminescent. Oh, that is what happened there.
But that's
Are
only
you guessing neon?
no. I
Jaden,
think
what are you
it's
saying?
vitamin-
Okay,
I
it's
think
a kind of chemical. Any chemical that ends in ASE is an enzyme. It's an enzyme. It helps chemical reactions go along. Like in your mouth, you have something called amylase that changes starches into sugar, but it's not used up in the process. All right, you're at 80 points. That means you've had a decent start. I'm going to send you away for a couple minutes. I'll bring you back and talk to you. Nice work. Keep it up. See you in a few moments. Let's now meet that team from University Park Elementary School, also former county champs, 6-time champs here on the Science Bowl over 36 years. And I know our students are ready and raring to go. Let's meet that team. Let's say hello to Charlotte. Hey, Charlotte, wave to everybody at home if you would. Charlotte is returning to our program. She's got some experience, and she's joined by 2 fifth graders at University Park. There's Victoria. Hey, Victoria, wave to the audience. Victoria, I can tell she's going to do a nice job today. And Juniper, also here today, ready to wow everybody with her knowledge of science. You win just by being here. You wouldn't have been picked if you had good science knowledge. And if some of the questions, you don't know, just don't say, I don't know. It's just like on Jeopardy. You know, sometimes you get lucky with a category, sometimes you don't. Let's go to green things. Here we go. For 5 points, University Park. Here we go. A popular new toy called Big Feelings Pineapple that has parts to express emotions like silliness is similar to this Toy Story Spud that had attachable human sense organs that showed emotions as well.
A potato.
You got it. Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, a spud, that's right. In this case, it's a pineapple with feelings. How nice. Great things for 15 points. If a plant produces more food than it needs during photosynthesis, it stores the extra carbohydrates in these plant parts, like those represented by carrots and onions and beets.
A root, maybe?
That's right. Those are all root vegetables. So it's down there for a rainy day. They stored it away. For 25 points, here's a picture for you, a visual question, University Park. You know, 35 years ago, about the time Science Bowl started, there was a terrible nuclear reactor accident in Russia, in Chernobyl, causing over 350,000 people to abandon the area because of all the radiation. But now, 35 years later, many animals have returned. And a forest of these kinds of C as in cat, C initial trees like firs and pines have grown up. For 25
Cedar.
points, give me a larger group.
Oh, a large.
Another C initial group that includes cedars and firs and pines.
I think it's the 2 groups. There's one that lose their leaves and that don't. It's
Victoria and Juniper, can you help her out? She's trying to narrow down an answer here.
Coniferous.
Coniferous?
Say it again.
coniferous.
Coniferous is correct. Yes, indeed. Coniferous. I thought you said carnivorous. I thought, no, there are no meat-eating trees, but coniferous is right. And, good answer. You got yourself 25 points. Okay. Let's go to the zoo for 5 points. South America has a number of camel-like animals, like the alpaca, the guanaco, and this one with 2 identical letters to start its name.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe llama?
Llama, yeah.
We're going to go with llama. Llama starts with 2 L's, absolutely right. Let's go to 15 points in the zoo. In 2015, a 100-year-old mystery was solved when it was found that these fish, slippery and often electric, migrate to the Sargasso Sea and the Atlantic Ocean to breed.
Eels, because electric eels.
That's absolutely. Nobody knew where eels went. You know, they come into the fresh water, then go back into the salt water. Where did they go? So they finally found out where they went, where they go. Good answer. All right, for 25 points, you're on a roll. Keep it going. 2-part answer. Animals like rabbits, deer, and coyotes aren't diurnal or nocturnal creatures. Rather, they are crepuscular, meaning they're most active at what times of the day? Plural.
Morning.
Dawn and dusk, maybe? Morning?
Yeah, morning.
Dawn and dusk.
Dawn and dusk is absolutely right. We would have accepted twilight as well. Good answer, 25 points. You got it. Let's go to the body systems. 5 points. The flat triangular bones in the upper part of your back that attach the upper arm bone to the collarbone are technically called the scapula, S-C-A-P-U-L-A. But the slang term for the scapula is this, as if we could really fly.
Wing bone, maybe?
Those are our wing bones, absolutely right. All right, let's go to the 15-point question in body systems. Large highways, like the Beltway, Interstate 95 and the BW Parkway, are often given what same name as these major blood vessels in your body?
Veins, it could be.
Yeah, I think it's veins, maybe veins.
What other blood
Correct.
vessels are there?
Artery, vein, capillary.
Veins, I think. I think I've heard that term.
Okay, we're going with veins. It sounds like veins are actually the second largest of our blood vessels. Arteries are the main ones, so major roads and major blood vessels. So arteries was the answer we were looking for there. For 25 points, you're still doing well. Last question for you in the first round is a multiple choice question. If you're into exercise, maybe you'll know this one. Pull-ups are a great exercise for developing strong pectoralis major muscles, gluteus maximus muscles, or latissimus dorsi muscles. Pull-ups are good for pecs, glutes, or lats.
I don't know what the last one is. I know what the first two are. What do you guys think?
Pecs is like shoulders, I think.
Pecs is your chest.
So I think
It's pecs, glutes, or lats.
I think glutes, maybe.
Okay. Glutes are your bum, your rear end, and pecs you got was in the front, and lats are the ones in your back, and that's the ones we were looking for there. You still played a very nice round there. 145, that sounds good to me. You did a nice job there for two newbies. And Charlotte, you did a nice job in that first round. We'll see you all back here in a couple minutes. Keep up your good work. All right, it's now time to welcome back that team from Capitol Heights. Let's find out about this team. They're all new to the game. Victory, why did you want to be on the Science Bowl today?
I wanted to learn more about science, basically. That's it.
And that's a wonderful reason for being on the Science Bowl. We hope you learn things, some of the things that you hear today you've maybe never heard of before, but we also want to see what you know about science. So obviously you know some. What is it about science that you like?
It's just the things that you can do with it.
Yeah.
Science basically revolves around everything you do in life. So,
Couldn't have said that better myself. Whatever you do, science is going to be there, and science helps you to understand things so you're not afraid of things and you can figure things out. What do you want to do someday?
I want to be a paleontologist.
Wow. Out there digging up fossils and finding what the origins of our species are and how we all came to be here. Good luck to you in the second half. Let's talk to your teammates. Let's go and talk to Evan. Hey, Evan. Nice to have you on the show today. How did you prepare for the Science Bowl? What did you guys do?
We practiced every day.
Well, that shows. Go ahead.
And we also stayed after school some days.
Yeah. And you know, there's so much going on in science right now every day. It's like science textbooks. You can almost throw them out because after a couple years, so many things are changing. And we're living through a big science experiment with this pandemic. What would you like to do someday, Evan?
I want to be a zoologist.
Oh, wow. Do you have any pets at home?
Yeah, I have a gecko.
Wow. What's the gecko's name?
Banana bread.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, geckos are kind of cool because they can walk on the ceiling and up the walls. I don't know if your mom lets you take them out of the cage, but they've got those little pads and they're kind of cool. Nice to have you here today, Evan. Let's talk to your other teammate. Let's talk to Jaden. Hey, Jaden. Jaden, how do you know so much science? You're good.
I do know not a lot of science, but I'm really interested. I'm like interested in animals, so I study them because I don't know. Animals are just interesting, especially ocean animals.
Wow. Have you ever been scuba diving or skin diving or out in the ocean to see some of those animals?
You just brought up that too early, I think, because in a few months I'm going to Cancun and I'm going to scuba diving.
Oh, wow. I bet you can't wait for that. It's going to be beautiful water down there, nice and clear. I hope you see plenty of wonderful animals, and so that it just encourages you more to be a zoologist. Nice to have you with us today. All right, Capitol Heights, I have 9 more questions for you. Give it your all. Let's go to the Let's Get Physical category for 5 points. I know you know this one. This phase of the moon has long been associated with the howling of werewolves. Woo! What phase of the moon?
Full moon.
Full moon is right. For 15 points, multiple choice. The shadow that is created by an eclipse, the completely dark part of the shadow created by an eclipse, is known as the umbra, the ecliptic, or the penumbra.
What do you guys think?
Maybe it's ecliptic? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking ecliptic too. Jaden, what do you think?
I think it's the second one. I think.
So we've got the umbra, the ecliptic, or the penumbra, the shadow created by an eclipse, the completely dark part of the shadow. Okay, Victory, which one you got?
I'm guessing ecliptic.
It was actually the very first one, the umbra, that very dark part, and then the lighter one on the outside is the penumbra. And you know, you're probably still too young, but just a few years ago, we had a complete eclipse right here in Washington. We had to go outside and we had to be careful the way we watched it, and watch this happen right in the middle of the day. Let's go to 25 points, so let's get physical. Between the Earth's crust, where we're standing right now, sitting right now, and the core down in the center, between the crust and the core of our planet Earth, you will find this layer that is molten and the source of a volcano's magma.
Well,
What do you guys think?
maybe it's
It's either the outer core or the mantle. The mantle has like some, so I'm gonna go with mantle.
You're right to be thinking of inner core and outer core, and those areas do exist, but between them, the area that's molten is called the mantle, M-A-N-T-L-A. The mantle is beneath the crust, and that's where all of that liquefied rock is that occasionally comes up during a volcanic eruption. So let's go to potpourri. I'm going to see how well you know your alphabet in this category, so get ready to count on your fingers. For 5 points, DNA's alphabet is just 4 letters long. Our alphabet actually has 26 letters. It only has 4 letters, A, G, C, and T. All genes, all of our genes are different combinations of those letters. RNA, unlike DNA, it's almost identical, but instead of a T, thymine, it has this letter, number 21 in our alphabet.
U.
Say it again.
U.
It is U. It stands for a chemical called uracil, U-R-A-C-I-L. Good counting there. All right, I knew you knew your ABCs and your U's. All right, for 15 points, I have a visual for you. Let's have a look. And yes, this is a dinosaur speaking at the United Nations in New York. A lot of people went, huh? Recently, Frankie the dinosaur spoke at the United Nations, warning that climate change could lead to human extinction. Of course, it wasn't really a dinosaur there. It was the first ever CGI video shot at the United Nations. What does CGI stand for? Just like the dinosaurs that appeared in the Jurassic Park movies. CGI. What do you think that stands for?
What do you guys think?
Let's see. What do you think?
That's a computer. Jaden, remember this one now. You said you didn't know a lot. This will add to your science knowledge. A computer-generated image. Computer-generated image. CGI. A lot of effects in movies are done that way. All right, 25 points in potpourri. Last question. If you like salmon, know that it is good for you. Salmon is among the greatest of health foods. It contains a fatty oil that has the same name as the last letter in the Greek alphabet. You know, it starts out alpha, beta, gamma, delta, omicron. What is the very last letter in the Greek alphabet? It is also the name of the fatty oil in salmon.
Omega-3.
Omega, you got it for 25 points. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Jaden is excited. That's the way to do it. Evan. What's that?
I love salmon, so I already know. My mom said it has omega-3.
You got it right. Your mom is right and you are right. Glad you got that one. Let's go to Dateline for 5 points. Any of you on Facebook? Anybody on Facebook know about Facebook? Mark Zuckerberg, who founded Facebook, he recently renamed his company. It's now known as Meta, M-E-T-A. That refers to the metaverse, where the physical world and this D-initialed world come together. Digital. I heard Evan say it. 5 points. You got it, young man. Good answer, good answer, good answer. 15 points. Let's go. Keep it rolling. Investigators are looking into an accidental shooting on a movie set, where recently they found a projectile made of this metal with the chemical symbol PB. Capital P, small b. Long since banned from gasoline and paint because it causes severe health problems. Name that chemical element. PB is its symbol.
Lead.
It is lead. All right, 15. Let's go. Let's get this next one here. Rolling. We're rolling. 25 points, multiple choice. Last question of the game. When Galileo announced that he'd found 4 moons orbiting Jupiter, he was supported by what K-initialed German astronomer? Kelvin, Kepler, or Krebs? Which of those K-initialed names is a famous German astronomer who backed up Galileo when he said, I found 4 moons up there? And this guy believed him. Was it Kelvin, Kepler, or Krebs?
Kepler.
Kepler is right, absolutely right, for 25 points. That's the way to end the game. You end the game with 160 points. Nicely done, Capital Heights. Good second half. Nice playing. It's time to bring back our team from University Park. Let's find out about our team. We said at the top of the show that Charlotte had been here before. And Charlotte, nice to have you back again. What is it about Science Bowl that you like that made you return?
I really like how it's a competition about education. I really like how that can be a thing.
It's a wonderful thing. And, you know, there's so many ways to compete athletically, and I love athletics, but, you know, academics is also a field for competition, and you are showing you do it well. You do it very well. How do you know so much science?
Practice, practice, practice.
That's how you get to Carnegie Hall, they told me once, too, if you're a musician. What do you want to do someday, Charlotte?
I'd either like to be a musician or a politician.
Wow, that's an interesting combination. Yeah, good luck to you. Well, you're a disciplined young lady, and I know you're going to be successful, whatever you choose, and we're glad to have you back. Let's talk to your teammates. Let's go to Victoria. Victoria is a 5th grader. Victoria, what's it like on the show? Is this what you imagined it would be?
Yeah, it's really fun, and everyone learns a lot.
Yeah, even I learn a lot because I learn from you guys, you know, what it is that you like and what you study and the things that you listen to are always impressive to me. Tell me, I know you're just a 5th grader, but have you thought about your future? What do you think you might do someday?
Well, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be a veterinarian, like an animal doctor.
And I hope you have some pets.
Yeah,
Do you
I
have any
2
pets?
cats.
You have 2 cats. All right, so you're getting to practice right now. And you know, taking care of an animal, even though cats are pretty much self-sufficient, you got to take care of them. You know, they have problems, and sometimes they're not the best of patients, but yeah, it's a good way for you to learn if this is something you might want to do as a life's work. You're playing a nice game. Victoria, let's talk to your last teammate, Juniper. Hey, Juniper, another 5th grader. Why'd you want to be on the show?
I just like the competitiveness, and I love science, and it's like a fun way to learn. Like, no matter if you win or lose, you're probably gonna learn something.
That's beautiful. Yeah, winning and losing that's part of life. You're going to have some days when it works and some days it doesn't. But you mentioned a key word there, fun. You got to find the fun in what you're doing, because if there's no fun, you're not going to want to do it. You know, and it spurs your curiosity. What do you want to do someday?
I have absolutely no idea.
I love that answer. You know, I don't envy you. You know, there's so many possible roads to take. You know, but you're going to have a lot of experiences, and I hope this is included in them in your life, and something's going to click, and you're going to find something that you're going to be surprised that people pay you to do, because you would have done it anyway, because it's so much fun. I like your spirit. Good to have you on the show today. All right, University Park, I have 9 more questions for you. Here we go. Give it your all. Let's go to the Let's Get Physical category for 5 points. You might have seen this. It was a head turner. There was a dinosaur who spoke at the United Nations. It was a computer-generated image of Frankie the dinosaur. He said, he warned us humans that we're going extinct because of our destructive climate behavior. Said Frankie of his fellow dinosaurs, our extinction at least could be blamed on one of these A-initialed celestial objects that crashed into Earth.
An asteroid.
Asteroid is correct. Yes, for 5 points. For 15, and Let's Get Physical. There are a number of our schools, like Vansville Elementary, which is not too far up Route 1 from where you are, that are heated in the winter, not by natural gas, but via this G-initialed method that involves closed water pipes and boreholes in the ground.
Maybe.
G. I would think gas, but I think it said not.
Something? Groundwater? No.
That's a tougher question. Vansville is a green school because it uses geothermal energy. The actual heat from the ground is brought up. It's a great energy saver. So many buildings now are trying to get that kind of rating. 25 points. Here we go. Last one, big one, let's get it. A can opener is a combination of 3 simple machines: a wedge, a lever, and this one with a 2-part name.
What has 2-part names that are mechanics?
Wedge. It's not a wedge or a lever.
Yeah, they already said wedge or lever.
So, and that's 1.
Oftentimes we don't think of simple machines.
Maybe some kind of.
All right, so we have a wedge, we have a lever. What did you just say, Victoria?
A spring?
Nah, not quite. It's a wheel and axle. A wheel and axle is the 2-part name there. So that was the one for 25 points. Still, you got the first one there. Let's go to potpourri for 5 points. People known as super recognizers are renowned for never forgetting a person's what?
Face.
You got that right. They never forget a face. For 15 points, a best-selling book about how we humans may someday be replaced by more robotic versions of ourselves is titled with this word, our species name that follows our genus, Homo.
Sapiens?
Homo sapiens.
That's it. Homo sapiens is right. Sapiens is the name of the book. It has been on the bestseller list for many, many months. Nice answer. 25 points in potpourri. A local artwork uses 3 chemical molecules to depict man's power, food, and identity. For power, there is a benzene molecule. For food, a sugar molecule. And for our actual identity, who we are, this molecule.
Could be something to do with the body.
Maybe
What was the
plastic?
category again?
It is man's power, food, and identity. For our actual identity, the artwork depicts this molecule alongside benzene for power and sugar for food.
It could be something to do with like skin.
Maybe.
Do you guys have any ideas?
You guys are maybe overthinking it. It is DNA. The DNA molecule is our identity. That's what makes us unique, each and every one of us. All right, let's go to Dateline. All right. This is a numerical answer. When astronomer Michael Brown discovered a heavenly body on the edge of the solar system back in 2005, which he named Eris, E-R-I-S, he initially thought it would become what number planet?
How many planets are there?
Like 8 or 9.
So it could have been the 10th or the 9th.
I believe Pluto, what's it called?
Pluto isn't a planet.
Yeah, so. In 2005. In 2005.
Pluto, does that
It
count?
could have been 10th.
Charlotte, is that your answer?
Yes.
You are correct, because in 2005, Pluto was still in the group of planets before Michael Brown himself kicked it out. But back then, he didn't do that, so it was 10. Good thinking. I like how you did that. 15 points. Visual. Let's look at the picture in Dateline Science. What famous scientist who loved dogs and once said of them, "A dog looks on his master as a god," was only separated from his dogs once in his life when he set sail on the ship you see here named the Beagle?
Charles Darwin.
Charles Darwin.
Thank you, Victoria. It is Charles Darwin. Nice answer. Beautiful. All right, one more question for you in the game. 25 points. A new set of Barbie dolls featuring women in science includes Professor Sarah Gilbert, who developed the AstraZeneca version of this.
What is a version of something that has to do with space?
AstraZeneca.
Could be like a toy rocket or a model rocket or a space station. Do you guys have any ideas?
Like
A rover, maybe? Yeah, could be.
You know what it is? You know, in addition to Moderna and J&J and Pfizer, AstraZeneca was one of the early versions of the COVID vaccines. A COVID vaccine was the answer there. Mostly given out in Europe and other parts of the world, but it was considered for use here in America. All right, you still had a great game. 190 points, UP. It sounds good to me. We'll bring you all back here in just a moment. Everybody looks happy. You should be happy. You brought a lot of honor and prestige to your school today. Wonderful game here today. Very well played, very competitive in that second half. Capitol Heights really came back. Our final tally today is Capitol Heights 160, University Park 190 points. So University Park, congratulations. We're going to see you in the next round. Let's have a nice round of applause for University Park and Capitol Heights. You all deserve lots of applause, pats on the back, commendations. You are Prince George's finest. And as I always say, you are our elite students out there. Everybody wins on Science Bowl because you bring so much honor to yourselves and your schools and to your families. It is nice to have you all here today, and we thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time on another edition of the Science Bowl. Until then, I'm Dave Zarin. Bye-bye, everyone.